Hey guys, Kieran here, and I am going through the races in the back of the first monster manual because I have not done with all races in Dungeons and Dragons. But if you've noticed, I got all the main ones in the player's handbook because they are different than these ones back here. These ones are optional, and these are only restricted. If the dungeon master is okay with it, you can play as any of them in the back of the book. As for me, I am a dungeon master who lets anyone be whoever they want, as long as they are within skills like in the back of this or in any of the player handbooks. There are some dungeon masters I know won't let you play as some of the creatures in the back of the monster manual, but that's just them. As I said, it's me. Usually Dungeon Master has the say so about certain stuff because the Dungeon Master is usually the one with the Dungeon Master books and the Monster Manual books. But let's get started here. Okay, the Bugbear is a goblin that stands between 6'10 to 7'2". Average weight is 250 to 300 pounds. Their ability scores is a +2 to strength and +2 to dexterity. Their size is medium, has a speed of 6 squares, and the vision is low light. They know the language of common and goblin, as I said, because they're a type of goblin. They have skill bonuses of +2 intimidate and a +2 to stealth. And they have the oversized ability, which lets you use weapons of your size or one size larger than you as if they were your size. So if you're playing as a bugbear in this, say you have a great sword, usually characters with normal size they have to hold it with two hands. But if you're playing as a bugbear, you hold it in one hand as if it was a long sword or something like that. They also have another ability that says you can use predatory eyes in counter power. It's a minor action, and the effect is if you have combat advantage against the target, you deal plus 1d6 damage on the next attack you make against that target. You must apply this bonus before the end of your next turn. Increased extra damage to 2d6 at the 11th level and 3d6 at the 21st level. The next race is Shape Shifter, I believe. The Doppelig, I don't know how to pronounce it, just trust me on this. I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'll just go through the stats of it. Average height is 5'7 to 6 foot. Average weight is 120 to 160 pounds. The ability scores is a +2 intelligence and +2 to charisma. Size is medium, has a speed of 6. Vision is normal. It knows a language of common. Skill bonus +2 bluff and +2 insight. You have an ability, you gain a +1 racial bonus to your will defense. And change shape, you can use change shape as an at-will power. So this is really useful because you can alter your physical form, take an appearance of any medium humanoid, including a unique individual. And you can use that as many times as you want. So therefore, you can transform into different shapes, and you can disguise yourself as a guard to sneak by the guards, transform back, and take them out or something like that. This is very useful in maybe stealth because you can change your shape and you would have to take an insight check to try to see through it. I say this is an excellent creature for anything like a wizard or something that involves spells or charisma like a warlock. Here comes Drow, the most famous dark elf or evil elf in some campaigns. They have an average height of 5'4 to 6 foot. Average weight is 130 to 170 pounds. The ability scores have a +2 dexterity and a +2 charisma. Their size is medium. They have a speed of 6 squares. They have dark vision, no common, and elven. Skill bonus of a +2 intimidate and a +2 to stealth. Trance, you rest 4 hours and you know everything around you. And once per encounter, you can use either Cloud of Darkness or Dark Firepower as an encounter power. So now that you have this as a racial power, you can use this once per encounter, and I don't think it counts against you putting it in as an encounter power. So you just always have those handy at your side. And the thing I forgot to mention about the last race, since it only knew common, since everything in the player's handbooks always said if it only knew common, you can learn one other language, I would say do the same thing in this. I might go over one more race because these don't have any descriptions of how they physically look or how they or any pictures that show you that I could describe besides in the book, but I'm not going to keep going back and forth. Good thing there it's the other race, a cousin of another race, as we went through in Player's Handbook 3, the first one. I'm not going to try to pronounce it, but it's cousins, but they captured the race I went over in Handbook 3. Their height is the same, the weight is the same. They only have a Constitution plus They only have a Constitution Intelligence +2 modifiers. Pretty much everything else is the same. Their languages is the same. Their skill bonus is +2 to history. Instead, and they only have that, and they have danger sense as them. They have willpower. They have a +1 to their will defense and a +2 bonus to saving throws against charm effects. And they have a telepathic leap, which is you or one ally target can fly up to 5 squares. If his power is used on an ally, that ally must remain in your line of sight at all times during this effect. So if your ally leaves your line of sight, they probably just plummet down to the ground and they would probably have to make an acrobatics check. And the other race I went over, as I said, some of them are modified in book 3, but they, instead of the ability scores from the last race, they get a +2 dexterity and a +2 to wisdom. They know same thing, same speed, only they have +2 acrobatics and athletics. They also have the danger sense, and they have Iron Mind, which is you gain a +2 bonus to all defenses until end of turn. As we went over in book 3, that was also the same. You have a Null 776. It's 280 to 320 pounds. The ability score a +2 Constitution to +2 Dexterity. Size is medium. Speed of 7 with low light vision. It knows Common and Abyssal, and skill bonus +2 Intimidate. Blood Fury. While you're bloodied, you get a +2 bonus to damage rolls and increase to a +4 bonus at 21st level. You have encounter power, that's standard action. You charge and deal an extra 2 damage on a successful attack. Increase the extra damage to 4 at the 11th level and 6 at the 21st level. Gnome, average height is 3'4" to 3'8". Average weight, same as in Player's Handbook 2, 50 to 75 pounds. The ability scores is a +2 intelligence, +2 charisma. Their size is small, so therefore they can only hold one-handed weapons instead of two-handed weapons. Their speed is 5. They have low light vision. Language of Common and Elven, of +2 to Arcana and Stealth. You have cover or concealment. When you make an initiative check, you can make a stealth check to escape notice. And you have your fade away, which turns you invisible till your next turn, or when you attack. therefore giving you combat advantage, and they would have to use perception to order to see. Goblin's next, and its size is small, speed is 6, low light vision. It's a +2 to dexterity and charisma. It's 3'4" to 3'8", 40 to 55 pounds. No common in Goblin. They have a skill bonus of +2 stealth and thievery. Goblin reflexes, you gain a +1 racial bonus to your reflex, and Goblin tactics is an encounter. At willpower. So you are missed by a melee attack is the trigger, and the effect is you shift 1 square so you can get away. Hobgoblin, 6'1", 6'5", average weight 190 to 240 pounds. Ability scores of +2 Constitution, +2 Charisma. Size is medium. Speed is 6 squares. You have low light vision. Languages you know is Common and Goblin. Skill bonuses of +2 Athletics and +2 History. Battle ready, you gain a +2 bonus to initiative checks. Hobgoblin Resilience, you can use Hobgoblin Resilience as a counter power, which is you suffer and effects that save can end. The effect is you make a saving throw against the effect, which I believe is immediate reaction. So therefore, if you get hit, your reaction is to try to save it. If it's successful, you don't suffer anything, but if not, you have to wait till your next turn, and you suffer the consequences before using your saving throw. Kobold, if you don't know what that is, that's pretty much a miniature dragonborn or something like that. Sneaky and love traps. They are average height of 3'6" to 4 foot. Average weight is 60 to 75 pounds. The ability score is a +2 Constitution and a +2 Dexterity. Your size is small. Speed of 6 squares. Vision is normal. You know Common and Draconic. Skill bonuses of +2 Stealth, +2 Thievery. Trap Sense, you gain a +2 bonus defense against traps, and then you have your special power, which is an at will, and it's a minor action. You shift 1 square. Instead of using a standard action to move away, or using a movement action, I should say, to move away, you just use your binder to shift away and then use it. And here comes the Minotaur. 7'1" to 7'5", average weight 320 to 350 pounds. The ability score bonus is a +2 Strength and a +2 Constitution. Therefore, size is medium. They have 6 square movement and normal. You have Common and 1 choice of another, +2 Nature, +2 Perception. You have an ability, if you are reduced to 0 hit points, you make a melee attack. When you fall unconscious, you can do that. And this was before Player's Handbook 3, where you are granted the oversized power. So therefore you can hold two-handed weapons as if they were one-handed, and you have Goring Charge, which is a standard action, strength +2 versus AC in this. I say Minotaur in Player's Handbook 3 is probably better than this. Hit 1d6 plus strength modifier damage, and the target is knocked prone. Increase the damage to 2d6 strength modifier at the 11th level, and 3d6 plus strength modifier at the 21st level. This is all the races I'll go through, leaving off at Orc today. I will probably finish up the rest. Yeah, there's only a few more. Never mind, I'll just go through the rest of this. This one will be a longer video, just as long as my Dwarf and Dragonborn video. But let's continue pushing on. Forget about the last few minutes or seconds. Orc, 6 foot to 6.5 foot. Average weight is 200 to 230 pounds. The ability scores of a +2 strength and +2 constitution. Size is medium. Speed of 6 squares, and you have low light vision. You know Common and Giant. Running charge, when you are charging, add 2 to your speed. Warrior Surge, you can use Warrior Surge as a counter power, which is strength versus AC. Standard action, you need a melee weapon. It's 1 weapon die plus strength modifier damage. you can spend a healing surge, increase 2 weapon die, strength modifier, and damage at the 21st level. You have Shadowar Kai. I believe that's what it is, but I am not sure. 5'7" to 6 foot, 130 to 170 pounds, ability score +2 dexterity and +2 intelligence, size is medium, speed is 6 squares, and it has low light vision, knows the language of common, has a plus and another one, and it has a skill bonus of +2 acrobatics and +2 stealth. Winter skin. Due to your conditions to the Raven Queen, you gain a +1 to your fortitude defense. Wow. So your alignment is already to the Raven Queen. Shadow Jump. You have an encounter power, which is a minor action. You teleport 3 squares and become unsustainable until the start of your next turn. Shifter Longtooth and Shifter Razor Claw, those have the same abilities as in Player's Handbook 2. And then here is the Warforged. 6'6". Average weight is 270 to 270 to 300 pounds. You have an ability scores of +2 strength and +2 constitution. Your size is medium. Speed is 6 squares. Vision is normal. Language, common, and 1 other. Skill bonus of +2 endurance, and you're a living construct. Therefore, you don't need to eat, sleep, drink, or breathe. You gain a +2 bonus to saving throws against ongoing damage. You don't need to eat, drink, breathe, sleep, whatever. You need only 4 hours benefit for an extended rest. When you roll a death saving throw, you can take the better of your die roll, or 10 as the result. You still die at your negative hit point total. And Warforged Resolve is your encounter power, which is you must be bloodied. At this for the use of this power, you gain a number of temporary hit points equal to 3 + 1/2 your level. So if you're a Warforged, it really helps you against your saving throw for death, or any saving throw, I believe, because you can take 10 and suffer nothing. So when you're out of healing surges, you're done. You just sit there, die. Well, this is the end for this one. Covered everything in the back of the monster manual. I will have to go over Monster Manual 3 to see whatever races are back there, if we can play as any of those. If not, this is the last character creation video for this. I might, for Dungeons & Dragons anyways, I still have Star Wars videos that I will still have to do. I believe that I will be going over classes here soon, because all the races are done now at this point. So, as I said before in a previous video, if you want any dungeons or anything like that, put what kind of dungeon you want or adventure you want, and I'll try to help that in a video. I'm mainly here to help instead of doing what others do. I help by Dungeons & Dragons and Star Wars adventures. I will probably even pull out the map if you need help with Star Wars. So if you need any help, just leave that in the comments. I'll read through, help however I can. Hopefully you take some advices. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to become an adventurer today. See you next time, adventurers.